to a church I passed along the way. Well, I got down on my knees and I pretended to pray.
Well, I have no doubt that I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this. Sooner or later, we have to ask the question, what kind of world do we want to raise our kids in? Do we want to raise our children in the world that Mark Leno wants? Is it all about sex, drugs, alcohol, rock and roll, hip-hop? Is it about a culture that doesn't respect women, doesn't respect children? Leno makes a big deal out of circumcision, claiming that these religious rituals are barbaric and that children should be protected from religious zealots. But he doesn't seem to have a big issue with sucking the brains out of an infant just before it's born, or in some cases, after the fact. So we had to ask Mark Leno some questions. And what you're about to hear may be disturbing, because Mark Leno is up to it again, and he wants to see California a party state. Let's throw morals and social fabric and family values away, and let's make California party capital of the world.
Sacramento, California. Dave, what say you?
Bill, I want to thank you for nailing Mark Leno's hide to the wall on the factor.
Thank you.
And Mark Leno and people of his ilk are part of the problem, the topic that we have today. When the voters of California, by 61% margin, define marriage as a union between a man and a woman, it's clear that a vocal minority in 5 Bay Area counties overthrew the will of the people.
Absolutely.
Now, the thing I want to get back to Leno about is that his single-issue agenda as a member of the California State Legislature isn't just tearing apart families. You saw it last night. This man fast-tracked his legislation while ignoring the plight of children. And you heard him say he doesn't think kiddie porn is a felony crime. This man advocates the destruction of the family unit.
Well, let's give
children.
It was a very lively debate last night. I'm glad you saw it. I hope everybody did. We're talking about a guy who is the most powerful assemblyman in California who fast-tracked a vote on gay marriage, which, as Dave accurately pointed out, goes against the referendum that was put on the ballot, and that's why the governor is going to veto it, and the governor is certainly proper in doing that. You don't go around a referendum. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But anyway, Leno promised that he was going to come up with his tough law sentencing on child predators, and we'll see what he comes up with. Now, what Dave brought up was that Leno and I disagreed about possession of child pornography. He doesn't think it's a violent crime. And I say it's absolutely a violent crime because you're participating in the destruction of a child by acquiring the material. You're part of the industry. You see what I mean? He said, well, we'll get the makers, we'll get people. No. Anybody involved in that, from the consumer to the manufacturer, everybody should be charged with a felony. Because it's a violent crime. You're participating in that. If there were no market, it wouldn't happen. Anyway, I think I rocked Leno on that, and we'll see how he comes. I want to be fair. The guy came on. Most people in his position would not. So I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. And we'll see what he comes up with.
It was the people of the state of California that created the tough Jessica's Law, not Mark Leno. California dreaming? Do you really want to come here? Yes, we better get down on our knees and pray, assuming our secular legislature doesn't make it a felony for people of any faith to pray in the state of California. We seriously have some issues in California. In fact, Mark Leno and people of his ilk have worked very hard to undo Jessica's Law, to undo officer safety and public safety legislation. In fact, not long ago, the Public Safety Committee said, well, we can't add these new protection laws because we already have too many sex offenders in our prisons. And what are we doing now? We're dumping 70,000 convicts into county jails where there is no room, and they're ending up back on our streets. So when you're trying to unravel the death penalty, unravel 3 strikes, bar legislation protecting children, and now pandering to the interest of bar and club owners by increasing the hours of liquor establishments to 4 o'clock in the morning, well, it's not hard to see that California continues down this slippery slope to utter decline.